It's not about the destination. Nope. It's all about the journey. Ain't nothing changed but the weather.
Good morning, Seaside. Just walking up the hill here to a conference centre for my full day in Mount Gambier. Not sure if you can see this. It's cold. But yeah, it's been a good day. Yesterday, obviously, full day Adelaide. Today, full day Mount Gambier with two of my long-term clients. Fly out to Melbourne this afternoon out of Mount Gambier. Another full day in Melbourne tomorrow. Fly back to Brisbane. Drive home. Should be home by midnight. See my girls for the weekend. And then fly out to Germany on Monday. Matt's getting organised. I'm sure he's pumped and excited. But this week's reflection is talking about that regardless of what business you're in, whether you're a car dealership or you're in a football team or you work at McDonald's back there or a hotel or wherever it is, any business that you're in, there's two things that we're all in. Number one is everyone's in a people business, because without people, nothing exists, nothing has value unless a person, a human being, is using your product or service. And number two is we're all in the business of change. The reason why we go and buy a car, any business, stay at a hotel, work with a consultant, is because you want some form of change. And so when you know that they're the two lowest common denominators, people and change, it becomes pretty obvious that if you don't have great people, you're not going to have great change. And so surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with a team that's committed to the vision and the mission of your company. Surround yourself with great people in your personal life. Because that's what it is. That's what it's all about. It's simply great people. Great people equals great change. And so choose them wisely. I think that's a big key to it. And it's also a big key behind the seat beside and why I share so much, including puppy dog socks. Obviously been traveling a lot this year and miss my girls massively. And so they bought me this pair of socks. They call me Puppy Dog Dad. And so whenever I miss them, I make sure I pack the socks and wear them. It makes me think of them all day. So thanks, girls. Love you. What does that have to do with anyone? Well, I'm a person. My business is working with people. A lot of people choose to work with me for positive change with sales. And I know that if I'm an instrument or I help create change, it would make sense for me to show more of me. Not in a ego way, but of a, this is who I am, so let's see if we match well. Because if we don't, then we know we're not going to create great change together. So I think I'm becoming more confident in simply being myself, being okay to share. Because I know if my great clients are watching this, I thank you so much for trusting me and having me a part of your organization. I love it so much. And for those that aren't and just watching from the sidelines, I appreciate you watching this. Yeah, because if it's a good fit, then we're going to create some awesome change, and that's awesome. But if we're not a great fit, I'd rather you know that from that beginning. And so that's the reflection of this week. Get great people around you, create great change. If it's the opposite, well, don't expect great change, because it's all people business. It's all change. So yeah, over to you, Matt.
So Steve asked me to film a segment about preparing for Germany or something like that. But I've already done it all already, like 2 weeks ago.
We've got tickets. I have travel insurance. I've repacked the camera equipment. So what I can try and do instead is talk about something I'm actually going to do today. As some of you may or may not know, we're shooting a documentary about the trip into Germany and the book writing that Steve's doing and the kind of journey that we're going to be taking. And one thing I'd really like to capture there is what changes on the journey. And so I shot an interview with Steve a couple of days ago.
Honestly, my favorite memory was...
And then we're going to shoot another one when we get back with pretty much the same questions and see what perspective has changed over the course of the trip. But what I'm here to do right now is shoot a quick interview with Steve's wife, Anna, to get another perspective on parts of his life. So that went really, really well. I think that's going to show a very different perspective or opinion in the documentary that we wouldn't get if we only interviewed one person like Steve or that kind of thing, but I think it's going to turn out really, really good. I don't have a whole lot more to say. It's real. The one thing I'm worried about so far is just how much footage we have already. I think just between a couple of interviews that we've done, I have like an hour and a half so far of footage, and we're looking at making this thing about 45 minutes long by the end, which is going to be tough to cut it all down into that. But that's actually, I'll make that promise now, that when it's all done, I'll release the total, how many hours we've shot, because I reckon it'll be around probably 25 to 30 hours of footage that I'll have to cut down to about 45 minutes. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And we're back.
And through the magic of color correction, it looks awesome. And Anna's kind of hating me for showing you that.
But that's really about all that I have to say. Really looking forward to this trip. There's going to be a heap of cool content to come out of it. And can't wait to show everyone. I'll send you back to Steve.
Thanks for watching.
No,